There are concerns with 5G and health concerns. However, when we're talking about regulating, and that is a big industry and big money, and you're right, you have to organize people, right? But what your question was, well, what can the council do? And I'm going to tell you what the council can do would be pass a resolution. However, that would be a document that would simply petition the state because it has to be done on a grander scale. Do you see what I mean? I mean, if we said no 5G, that's by resolution in the city of Dearborn Heights, is that realistic? Would that happen? You know, I mean, how can we regulate and control that? But you really have to go bigger where, you know, like you said, there's global, there's nationwide, there's statewide. You see what I mean? So that's really what the council body can do for you, though I do agree with you because I've done my research. But, you know, again, that's kind of what the options are. And you are absolutely correct where, you know, your local community activists can get involved. They can be active, you know, organizing and demonstrating, and that is certainly their right to do so, but that's kind of what I think your options are, with all due respect, you know, on that front. But your question was, what can the city council do? And I wanted to share with you what we can do was that resolution that, again, would be to petition the state.
I think anything that you can do is you know, it's, you know, many drops wear away the stone, as they say. So anything you can do. I mean, even if, I think the more communities that just say, we got problems with this, that maybe it'll eventually catch fire and we'll do something. But I hate to be the harbinger of bad news, but I, like I say, I have been involved as an activist all my life. I have never seen anything this big. And when you read this article, I kind of got carried away yesterday. It's 26 pages. The Rockefellers, the Rockefeller Foundation, the Ford Foundation, you know, Ford wants the driverless cars, completely dependent on 5G. The Rothschilds and Crown Castle, which is this international thing, and they've got their tentacles into every telecom, every utility. You know, they're buying up the poles. I have never seen such a monolithic opponent in my life. And from my aspect, you know, I've lost some battles, but I helped win some, you know, and the thing I keep telling people really is, you know, all of us is all we need. I mean, this truly is an existential threat. And I just want to put it to you this way, you know, just to restate the obvious. The FCC and the telecoms and these corporations, they want to roll this out, and yet they admit that they have not tested the safety of this technology. Here's the last thing I want to say, and then you can ask me more questions if we have time. This cost me $180, and I recommend people get it because it gives you a first-hand view of exactly what happens when you're doing things, you know? Here's the creepy thing, and this creeps me out. You cannot, this only goes up to, I think, 6 megahertz. The 5G is going to be like 4 to 100 megahertz or whatever. You can't buy a detector to detect these radiations for under $10,000. So when they flip the switch on this stuff and people start getting sick, we're not even going to know what's hitting us, because unlike this, with 4G radiation, we are not going to be able to read and see what the levels of the 5G radiation is. I mean, you know, there are a lot of people that are saying this is a depopulation thing, you know, and I entertain a lot of literature, but I don't buy a lot of it. But in the back of my mind, I sometimes wonder,